This video is all about the actionable things that you can do to organize your life. I'm breaking it down into the specific steps that you could take if you just had one weekend to get things together. This is a lot less about organizing when your space feels like a mess and much more about organizing when your mind feels like a mess. Decide how you capture what. So you've heard the advice by now, like write everything down, capture everything, save it all. If a thought crosses your mind, put pen to paper. And maybe you're doing that because you've been in this world long enough that you know you should be, but your mind still feels really messy. You're taking screenshots that you never look at, you're writing down quotes that you never go back to. You're noting down tasks that you never do, and you are jotting down ideas that you can never find. When you are writing down all of your ideas, your tasks, all of your thoughts that you want to go back to again, but they're all going into random places that you never know how to get to, that you never look at, you can never find again, your head is going to feel messy. So task 1 for organizing your life, create a little mud map of your capture inboxes. So to begin creating a mud map of your capture inboxes, write down firstly a list of the things that you capture. Maybe like me, you are a quote gal and you love a quote. Maybe you save a lot of articles because you create a lot of content and you have a lot of to-dos that you're capturing all the time. Write those things down in a list. And if you're not sure like what it is that you capture, you know that you're always screenshotting things, you're always jotting things down, refer to the list on the screen in front of me. Then you're writing down the why. Why do you capture that specific thing? Where, so where does that thing end up? And when, so when do you want what you captured to be resurfaced? So firstly, why do you capture certain things? Sometimes this is super obvious, like you captured to-dos so that when you plan your week, you know what you need to do. Sometimes it's less obvious, so you screenshot a good quote that you see because you want to go back to it. You want to journal on it. You want to integrate it into content. There are a few different reasons you could choose from. The reason that knowing why you capture something is really important is because if you know why you capture something, that you can capture it in a way that is just more helpful to you. So for example, I capture quotes. If I captured all of my quotes in a little notebook, just wrote them all down by hand, that would be really painful for me because I use quotes in my videos. What makes a lot more sense is storing my quotes in a database that has tags based on topic, so that if I'm making a video about organization, I can go, okay, I want organization quotes, and that's easy for me to find. But if you capture your quotes because you want to revisit them and you're a person that likes to read physical things, capturing quotes in a notebook makes perfect sense. Next, get clear on the final destination of what it is that you capture. So if you're always getting ideas for your future fantasy books that you're going to write that is going to be a bestseller, but when you get these ideas, you don't know where to write them down and you don't actually know where they'll end up, they're just kind of useless. Then get clear on when you want what you have captured to be resurfaced. If you're writing down all of your great ideas for your future book, you're making highlights in Kindle books that you're like, oh, I could use that in my future book. But when it comes to actually write your future book, you have notes here, 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 and you actually can't remember where any of them are. You've made your life harder and not easier, and you're just gonna feel regret. You're gonna be like, oh, I feel like I captured something about that, but I don't know where I put it. If you capture all of your to-dos, but they just sit in some little hidden place and go stale, that's not helpful. If you are out there capturing a million book notes, but then you're never taking action on those book notes, you're never journaling on those prompts that are given to you, you're just wasting your time. So you want to create almost a little table like what is in front of my face with what you capture, why you capture it, where you capture it, where it ends up, and when you want what you capture to be resurfaced. If you're a person that is in the knowledge management world, or you're someone who manages a lot of projects, you have a lot of creative things going on, mapping out where you capture things is so key to making sure that you're not just wasting your time writing a bunch of stuff down, feeling organized, never doing anything with it, feeling more disorganized. If one of the to-dos that you've captured recently has anything to do with creating amazing graphics, amazing content for your social media, creating templates to make creating content easier, or planning your content with more ease, you need Canva. So with Canva, I made these titles that are in my videos all the time, these Instagram graphics for my Grow With Intention app Instagram page, these little quote graphics, Canva. All of these thumbnails, Canva. So all of the graphics that are on my Grow With Intention app Instagram page are created and posted directly in Canva. Because you can do it all in one app, there's really no need for any other tool. One thing about me is I used to hate creating thumbnails. Photoshopping thumbnails is a lot of work, and I'd have to drag my photos through multiple apps for all the different effects. But now I have Canva and it's like all-in-one platform. I can put a thumbnail in Canva, chuck on a filter, blur out the background if it's a little messy. I add little elements like this, and this because they have thousands of graphics. So I use the Canva Pro background tool so often to make myself like pop out of the image. And the Canva Pro brand kit, couldn't live without it. Canva also has a phone app, so it's really easy to edit and schedule your images. With Canva, you can create your graphics with so much ease because there's absolutely no learning curve. Anyone can pick it up. Whether you are working at home or you are working outside, you can edit and share your photos with Canva. Try Canva Pro for free for 45 days using my link in the description down below. Design your core spots, your core places, if you will. So for me, that is my desk over here, my couch over here, and my bed. Those are the locations where I do my most important stuff. Journaling, writing, working. So what you're doing with this is kind of like an 80-20. If you spend 80% of your time in the same places in your home, you want those places to be optimized. You want them to be organized. You want them to feel easy. You want them to support you, who you want to be, your goals. Ask yourself, what makes it easier to do the things that I want to be doing in these locations? Like, what makes it easier to journal when I've just gotten into bed? What makes it easier to meditate when I'm on my couch? What makes it easier to focus when I'm at my desk? And design your environment accordingly. So to take action on this, firstly, KonMari style, take everything out of those core places. Then go through everything one by one and ask, is this making my life better? Then put things back intentionally. Think about what you want to do more of and what you want to do less of in those spaces. Give everything a forever home. Your pen should have a forever home. Your journal should have a forever home. Your highlighters should get a forever home. No temporary homes, forever homes only. Design your to-do lists. Take the time to clean up your to-do lists so that they are super usable and super easy for you. There are so many ways to organize your to-do list, but here are a few. Firstly, work from 4 lists. There's your big master to-do list with absolutely everything on it. There's your weekly to-do list, that's everything you want to do in a week. Your daily list, so you've got your most important to do and a few other to-dos you'd like to do each day. And then your right now list. So this could even just be a little post-it note that you put on your computer that says the exact task you're working on right now to keep you focused. Secondly, you can have a big master to-do list, you can have a daily to-do list, and you can time block your calendar or in a planner. Thirdly, have daily themes for all of the different hats that you wear. So for example, you might wear a writing hat, you might wear an admin hat. Have running lists for each theme and just make sure that you're working on those themes on a rotating basis. If the way that you are currently organizing your to-do list isn't working for you, consider the alternatives. Just because you've tried having a to-do list before and it hasn't worked for you doesn't mean that you're never going to be able to have a to-do list. Just because you've tried time blocking and it's never worked for you doesn't actually mean that time blocking will never work for you. If I've learned anything in this productivity world is that you need to kind of try things a few times, try them in different ways, adjust them to suit what you think your personality is right now, and be open to the fact that in the future you may change. Brain dump. Getting your tasks out of your head or onto paper / onto your laptop or onto your phone has this magical way of making you feel more calm. This is a really small step. I have a whole guided brain dump video. So if you're like, I don't really know where to start, how do I kick off a brain dump? I have a whole video that guides you through it. And on the Intention app, I also have an extended version. Play the brain dump audio in the background. Write down anything that comes to mind. Then using your to-do system, organize everything you put in your brain dump. That's a super quick and easy task to make you feel organized over one weekend. Clear the backlog. If there is a backlog of stuff that you've been meaning to do, and this could be life admin stuff, it could be work stuff, a project that you had 4 months ago that you never really closed out, an appointment that your doctor told you to make ages ago that you still haven't made, a piece of content on your website that's just been sitting there with no loose ends tied up. Consider that all backlog work, write a list of it and start clearing it. You might have already written a list of it in your brain dump. Categorize it together. When you keep on accumulating old stuff that you haven't finished out, it's like you're accumulating debt. The worst kind of debt is the debt that you ignore, the debt that you don't pay off, because it usually just grows bigger and scarier in your mind and you start to avoid it more and more. If you can't quite fit this into a weekend, you're like, oh, like I have a lot of stuff on my backlog. Schedule out just an hour a day to clear your backlog. Plan your week ahead. The last step of organizing your life, if you just had one weekend to do it, is to plan the week ahead. You want to be planning your week in a way that feels really easy, really flowy, and really possible for you. It shouldn't feel unrealistic and it should feel aligned with how you work. If you were like, well, I don't really know how to do that, I haven't really thought about how I worked, when I've tried weekly planning systems, they haven't worked, or currently my weekly planning system is not doing it for me, that's fine, because I have a whole video that guides you through how to create a weekly planning routine. In it, I go through step by step how to design a weekly planning routine that works just for you, that's very personalized, very customized to how your personality works. I'm gonna have it linked on the screen and down below. I think that you'll really enjoy it. Even if you watched it a little while ago, give it another rewatch if you're feeling like you don't have clarity in your planning routine. I appreciate you so very much and I will see you soon.